Welcome back to Coins Numismatic Series, the place where ordinary change transforms into extraordinary history. Before you scroll away or think this is just another modern coin, let me ask you something. What if a coin you've held in your hand, spent without thinking, or left forgotten in a drawer could actually tell the story of an entire era of American coinage? What if that same coin, overlooked by millions, is quietly becoming one of the most interesting modern collectibles in the Jefferson Nickel series? Today, we're uncovering the truth behind the 2002 Monticello Jefferson Nickel coin, a coin that sits right on the edge of one of the biggest design changes in U.S. history. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a modern nickel the same way again. The 2002 Monticello Jefferson Nickel belongs to the final chapter of the original Jefferson Nickel design that began all the way back in 1938. For over 6 decades, Americans grew accustomed to seeing Thomas Jefferson's portrait on the front and his famous home, Monticello, on the reverse. By 2002, this classic design was nearing its end, as the U.S. Mint was already preparing for the historic Westward Journey Nickel series that would begin just 2 years later in 2004. That alone gives the 2002 nickel a special place in numismatic history. It represents one of the last standard Monticello nickels struck before sweeping changes reshaped the series. On the obverse of the 2002 Jefferson Nickel, you'll see the familiar left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, a design created by sculptor Felix Schlag. Jefferson's calm yet determined expression reflects his role as a founding father, the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, and the third President of the United States. The inscription, "In God We Trust," appears to the left of Jefferson's profile, while the word "Liberty" is inscribed to the right, followed by the date 2002. Just beneath the date, you'll find the P. Mint mark, indicating that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This is important, because unlike earlier decades when Philadelphia coins carried no mint mark, modern collectors rely on this small letter to distinguish mint origins and production figures. The reverse side features Monticello, Jefferson's iconic Virginia estate and architectural masterpiece. The building is depicted with clean lines, showcasing its columns, dome, and symmetrical design. Above Monticello appears the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, a phrase that perfectly represents the unity of the United States. Along the top rim, United States of America is boldly inscribed, while 5 cents appears at the bottom, clearly marking the denomination. This reverse design had been used with minor modifications since 1938, and by 2002 it had become one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. From a historical perspective, the year 2002 was a significant time in the United States. The country was adjusting to a new century and navigating the aftermath of major world events that shaped economic and cultural priorities. Coinage during this period reflects a balance between tradition and modernization. The 2002 Monticello Jefferson Nickel is a perfect example of this balance. While the design remained classic and unchanged, minting technology had improved dramatically, resulting in sharper strikes and more consistent quality compared to earlier decades. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced a substantial number of 2002 Jefferson nickels. Hundreds of millions were struck to meet the demands of circulation across the country. This high mintage means the coin is not rare in circulated condition, and many examples can still be found in pocket change today. However, mintage numbers alone do not determine a coin's collectible value. Condition, strike quality, and market demand play equally important roles, especially for modern coins like this one. Most 2002 Jefferson nickels encountered today show signs of circulation. Light wear on Jefferson's cheek, jawline, and hair, as well as softened details on Monticello's steps and columns, are common indicators of circulation. These worn examples typically carry little to no premium over face value. But the story changes dramatically when you move into uncirculated and high-grade territory. Mint state examples, especially those with strong luster and minimal contact marks, are far more desirable to collectors. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC have certified numerous 2002 Jefferson nickels, and the population reports reveal something interesting. While MS65 and MS66 examples are relatively available, coins graded MS67 and higher become increasingly scarce. This scarcity is not due to low mintage, but rather the difficulty of finding coins with near-perfect surfaces, sharp strikes, and flawless eye appeal. For modern collectors who focus on registry sets, these high-grade examples can command impressive prices, sometimes reaching levels that surprise those unfamiliar with modern coin collecting. One of the most talked about aspects of Monticello Jefferson nickels is the quality of the strike, particularly on the steps of Monticello. Collectors often look for what are known as full steps nickels. A full steps designation is awarded when all the steps leading up to Monticello are fully defined and uninterrupted by marks or weak strikes. Achieving full steps on modern nickels is still challenging, as bag marks and strike pressure can easily blur these fine details. A 2002 P. Jefferson nickel with full steps can be significantly more valuable than a standard mint state example, making it a prime target for serious collectors. Errors and varieties also add excitement to the 2002 P. Jefferson nickel. While dramatic errors are relatively rare, collectors have discovered coins with off-center strikes, die cracks, and die chips. Die cracks appear as raised lines on the surface of the coin, caused by stress fractures in the die used to strike the coin. Die chips can result in small raised blobs of metal, sometimes appearing near letters or design elements. These mint errors may not always carry huge premiums, but they add uniqueness and intrigue, especially for collectors who enjoy hunting for anomalies. Another area of interest is double die varieties. These occur when the die receives multiple impressions that are slightly misaligned, resulting in doubling of letters or numbers. On the 2002 P. Jefferson nickel, subtle doubling has been reported on inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust," or the date. These varieties often require magnification to identify, and confirmation by a professional grading service can greatly enhance their market value. From a market standpoint, the value of the 2002 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel varies widely depending on condition and attributes. Circulated examples typically trade at face value. Uncirculated coins in MS-63 to MS-65 condition may sell for a modest premium, often just a few dollars. However, coins graded MS-66 or MS-67, especially those with full steps, can reach much higher price levels. In some cases, top population coins with exceptional eye appeal have sold for hundreds of dollars at auction, highlighting the potential hidden value within modern coinage. Collector interest in the 2002 P. Jefferson nickel has grown steadily over time, particularly among those building complete Jefferson nickel sets. As the last few years of the Monticello reverse design, coins from 2000 to 2003 have become increasingly important to collectors seeking continuity and historical significance. The 2002 P issue stands out as a transitional coin, bridging the gap between the long-running classic design and the bold experimental designs that followed in the Westward Journey series. There is also a growing appreciation for modern coins among younger collectors and investors. As older key dates become increasingly expensive, many collectors turn their attention to high-grade modern issues where condition rarity offers long-term potential. The 2002 P. Jefferson nickel fits perfectly into this trend. Its availability in circulation makes it accessible, while its potential in top grades makes it exciting. Another fascinating aspect of this coin is its role in everyday American life. Millions of these nickels passed through hands during the early 2000s, used for vending machines, parking meters, and daily transactions. Each coin carries a silent story of where it's been and who used it. When you find an uncirculated example today, you're essentially holding a time capsule that escaped decades of wear and tear. For roll hunters and change searchers, the 2002 P. Jefferson nickel remains an excellent target. Searching through bank rolls can still yield bright, uncirculated examples, and occasionally even coins with full steps. The thrill of discovering a high-grade coin in a roll intended for everyday use is one of the most rewarding experiences in modern numismatics. In the broader Jefferson Nickel series, the 2002 P. Monticello Jefferson Nickel represents stability, tradition, and the closing of an era. It reminds us that even in a time of rapid change, the U.S. Mint honored a design that had served the nation for generations. For collectors, historians, and enthusiasts, this coin offers far more than its 5-cent face value. As interest in modern coin collecting continues to grow, coins like the 2002 P. Jefferson Nickel are gaining renewed attention. Whether you collect for historical appreciation, financial potential, or the simple joy of discovery, this coin deserves a place in the conversation. It proves that rarity isn't always about low mintage. Sometimes, it's about preservation, timing, and understanding what makes a coin truly special. So the next time you come across a 2002 P. Monticello Jefferson Nickel, take a closer look. Examine the strike, check the steps, and appreciate the history embedded in that small piece of metal. You might just be holding a future collectible that tells the story of America at the turn of the millennium. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more collector-focused insights like this, make sure to subscribe to Coins Numismatic Series, hit the notification bell, and share this video with fellow collectors. Until next time, keep searching your change, because history is often hiding in plain sight.